Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the next part of the video. I almost said the next video. This is Baldermort's Alpha Legion lore. Baldermort, if you want me to take down my video, I do not mind. But let's hop into this. Sending out a lot of love to you guys. Let's finish this off. The Alpha Legion. The Alpha Legion. I'm Alpharius, by the way. Oh, I've seen a lot of comments talking about like he was a sleeper agent that got activated and blah blah blah, and that's what I that's the beauty of perspective. There's so many things. That's why I love your guys' comments. There's like so many things that you can think or in a way say. It's just like so awesome, like coming together and just like fucking seeing like all the things. If that makes sense. I don't know. I was going somewhere with that, but again. You see the lights are not on. It's 6:45 a.m. I'm still processing that I'm even alive right now. Now, well, let's get it. It's going to make this video.
The Alpha Legion, a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. None can truly know their motivations. None can guess their insidious motives. But that is the key word here. Insidious.
Insidious?
Insidious, meaning proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, with very harmful effects. They represent a darkness that few truly grasp. Even I am not sure I am capable of doing so with the details we have at hand, gentle listener. But there is one truth about them. Everything is a lie, and everything is true. For the greatest lies always have the kernel of truth at their center, and when it comes to lying, the Alpha Legion are second to none. But let us start with what is actually...
I like what he said there because it's like, oh, it actually did get pretty dark after it got to that. Let's watch. It's about to get bright. Whee! I like what he said there about the truth and the lies, because that is very that's really true about all truths. Wow, still tired. All truths are only but half truths, and in lies there are truth. Man, it's starting to sound like we're about to become the Phantom Stranger this early. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Known. The Primarchs of the Alpha Legion, those demigods who were forged by the Emperor of Mankind to lead his armies across the galaxy in the Great Crusade, were all made, designed, birthed for a reason. Each had their strength that none other possessed. In many, it was blatant, and their primary attribute was not only their defining one, but it was their entire goal, their modus operandi, their raison d'etre, their very purpose. Like a pantheon of gods, the Primarchs would display their powers for all to see, and their legions, the Astartes, space marines, that made up their legions were all taken from their template. For example, Leman Russ is quite easily comparable with the god Thor, a bluff braggart, but an honorable soul, and warrior without peer, who always would stand against tyranny and evil where it threatened the halls of his people. Such are his legion, the Space Wolves, loud and aggressive, feral and fierce, but they are also unflinching in their loyalty to the Emperor and his Imperium. If the Primarchs are indeed a pantheon, then the Alpha Legion were led by Loki, the Norse trickster god. Always plotting, planning, always active. Some say that Loki was an evil Satan-type figure, but, in my humble opinion, he was not. He was a cautionary tale. The similarities are endless. In many retellings of the fables of the gods, the Aesir, Loki was a young god and hot to impress and to insist. He was also active and always fought the enemies of the gods with his most pronounced attributes. His mind, his cunning. He would outthink, not outfight his opponents, and save the realm eternal on many an occasion. But he was not the brute strength of Thor, nor the noble endurance of Balder, nor the indefatigable force of justice of Tyr. Hence, no matter the result of his activity, he was always sneered at and derided by the more brutish gods, as they always concentrated on slighting his methods, never seeing their results. Few were the times that Loki was ever given his due. And so it is with the Primarchs of the Alpha Legion. Yes, you heard me right. Primarchs. Plural. For of all of the sons of the Emperor, only the Alpha Legion had twins at their helm. It was said that they were the one soul in two bodies. They were called Alpharius and Omegon. They were one. Where Alpharius was the name most new, as this was the persona that had been designed or designated as the public face of the Legion. It could never be discerned if one spoke to Alpharius or to Omegon. Never. The myths about Alpharius Omegon are so many that it is impossible for me, at this point, to actually be clear. Some say he was captured by the Slaughtered, abused, broken, and then found by the Emperor, who then tried to put him back together. Some say he was found at the head of an interstellar empire that was a thorn in the side of the War Master, Horus Lupercal himself, and that one of them boarded his vessel as an assassin to decapitate him and end the Crusades' onward rush into the empire that Alpharius and Omegon believed was their own. Some say that he was always on Earth, and that the Emperor, for his own reasons, kept these sons hidden and trained them personally for many years, even before the discovery of Horus Lupercal, officially the first Primarch to be reunited with the Emperor and his crusade. Some say that he is actually the unseen hand of the Emperor and plays a game on his behalf, though none of his siblings would or could perform or allow. But this is all propaganda.
Yeah, it's
possibly
all,
with a gem of...
I'm like, this all is it sounds like all very heavy speculation, and really no one knows about Alpha Legion. It's like the only thing you know about Alpha Legion is like it's half justice and half chaotic justice. I don't know.
Truth hidden in each of the lies, but they are, if taken as a totality, lies. Dissembling, propagated, and spread by the Lords of Confusion, the Primarchs of the Alpha Legion. For to know the genesis of a thing often means understanding it, something that they never wanted any to be able to do. Understand them. For the Alpha Legion are the experts in espionage that put even the Raven Guard to shame.
Okay.
Where other legions would display their prowess on the battlefield, the Alpha Legion fought entirely differently. No slouches on the battlefield either, but it was not their purlieu. Here, in the pantheon of the gods were the Primarchs. It was Alpharius' tactics and his methods that were also derided and slurred, no matter the results, as with my analogy of Loki. His clashes with many notables are well documented. I can still not make a clear picture of it. I know that many come to this site for a slightly off-the-wall perspective that may deviate from the standard relaying by more competent and experienced lore peddlers, but in this regard, I must admit, they have me foxed. But the tale of Loki I find appropriate, at the time of the writing of this tract at least, as it was the constant derision of his methods, never giving him his due, that led to Loki taking the path of evil and antagonism to his fellow gods. Basically, if you are lied about endlessly, you start to wear the mantle provided you. Thus does it also appear to be with Alpharius and Omegon. Let us be direct. Even Conrad Kurz, the Primarch of the Night Lords, the purveyors of terror themselves, even he called out the tactics of the Alpha Legion. Even the Night Haunter stated that there was something twisted about this Legion and its two young Primarchs. I will not even brook now the reaction he gained from Rogel or from Reboot.
That sounds
who
so
practically bayed for his...
That sounds so cool, though. That sounds so cool to be talked about like this. It's like the Alpha. No one knows about the Alpha Legion. That's
blood at many a point in the Great Crusade, but ever did the Odin of the Pantheon, the Emperor, ignore and suppress their contentions. Alpharius, Omegon, and their Legion were left to their own devices more and more as time went by. And perhaps this is why they trod the path that they did. That they were found last. That they were literally decades behind their siblings in time to accrue glory and accomplishments may have been a huge impact. For it is said that they initially went out of their way to try to move faster and more effectively than any other legion in an attempt to make up for the lost time. But it was not to be. Their efforts, no matter the results, were always derided. At this point, it would be utterly logical for any person, especially a sibling deemed to be the junior, to simply up sticks and refuse to play by the rules that were so heavily stacked against them. In many a recounting, the twins spent blessed little time with the Emperor, their father. Perhaps he had seen them as the completion of his armies and took them for granted. Perhaps he was simply bored of the lines and training he would have to give any Primarch when he had done so 19 times before. It is said in some tales that he formed a better bond with his oldest sibling, the first found, Horus Lupercal, the War Master. It is seen that this lack of time with the Emperor, why they were viewed as so easily turned to the side of Horus when he fell to darkness and then rebelled and set in motion the conflagration of the Horus heresy. But they did not really spend that much time with Horus either, so there are holes in this argument. Also, there are details that are known only to them. On a solitary world in their path, one of the twins, it is said to be Alpharius, was secretly met by a representative of a group of Xenos, aliens, calling themselves the Cabal. In this meeting, a perpetual called John Grammaticus acted on the behalf of the Cabal as mediator and attempted conversion of the Primarch. Grammaticus stated the Cabal were ancient and powerful and had been working against chaos for millennia. Of course, on the understanding, gentle listener, that at the point of the meeting, there was no general knowledge of the forces of chaos or their dark gods. Not even the Primarchs knew about them. The Emperor kept this from them all, for reasons we may never know. Grammaticus went on to tell Alpharius that the Cabal had scried only two possible outcomes to the mighty events that were about to unfold. He was informed that Horus would fall to chaos, and then he would openly rebel against his father, the Emperor. The two possible future pathways were these. 1. If the Emperor was victorious, then it would break the back of the Imperium and everything it presently professed to represent. The forces of chaos would grow over time and eventually consume the galaxy. Humanity would be its food for all eternity, and all would be brought down with them. And then 2. If the Emperor were defeated, then Horus would rule the galaxy, but his regret, his conscience would slowly resurface, and that he would end in despising himself and the Lords of Chaos. He would then engage in wars that would end in wiping out humanity. But that would result in the Chaos Gods being defeated, and the galaxy would then go into a golden age and return to what it was always supposed to have been, before it was twisted. Alpharius and Omegon were then asked to make a choice: to assist the Emperor and end the universe in chaos, or to join Horus, with the goal of sacrificing the human race to defeat the Chaos Gods for all time. Not much of a choice, one might think. It is this event that has been used to attempt to define the Alpha Legion. For they did go over to Horus, and during the Battle of Istavan V, they turned the colour of their cloth and assisted in the slaughter of a full 3 legions of loyalists. Almost to a man. Almost.
Damn.
Surely this points to them taking the path provided by the Cabal. But is it so? Because for this reason Alpharius drew Rogel Dawn into a confrontation that ended in his own death. Rogel slew him. Or did he? Was that actually Alpharius or Omegon? Or simply an incredibly well-trained and performing legionary who had they groomed to be the sacrifice that all believed? Impossible to tell. Alpharius and Omegon are said in some tales to be the smallest of the Primarchs and actually able to move amongst their men with total anonymity. Other reports state that they were towering warriors of golden skin and unsurpassed martial ability. Which are right. Everything is true.
Everything is true.
And everything is a lie.
Everything is a lie. All truths are half
For
truths.
there are so many details about them, and yet so few. They claim to serve Chaos Undivided, but do not show signs of mutation and the blessings from the Dark Gods. They did not retreat into the Eye of Terror as their brothers did when Horus lost at the Battle of Terror, and the traitor legions were then chased to the Eye by the remaining loyalist legions and their Primarchs. The Alpha Legion simply disappeared, and they have been in hiding ever since. Hiding amongst the normal citizenry of the Imperium, even among the forces of the Space Marines. They are considered to be everywhere and nowhere, all at the same time.
Everywhere and nowhere at the same
Yet they
time.
still seem to strike for the forces of chaos. Yet they have been recorded to have performed atrocities that would make a World Eater or a Night Lord balk. But in the rare times they reveal themselves for open combat, they have been heard to scream old war cries like, "For the Emperor." Is this sarcasm, or is it truth? Are they following chaos, or tricking them too?
Oh,
Are they the deepest cover operatives that ever existed in the history of the galaxy, wearing a mask of obedience to the Chaos Gods for over 10,000 years, whilst always remaining loyal in their hearts? The sabotage and deep cover operatives are one of the greatest threats to the Imperium. I know I say that a lot, but each time it's true. That's why it's called the Grimdark. The Hydra, the many-headed beast, the tick in the ear, the whisper in the back of the mind, is their greatest weapon: distrust. For most believe that the Imperium is rife with distrust and paranoia, but this is clearly not the case, no matter what people may feel. The reality is that the Navy is expected to carry the forces of the Imperium to its destinations and protect from raiders and pirates. All worlds are expected to pay their tithes. All chapters of Astartes are expected to respond to the klaxon calls for assistance. The Ministorum are expected to exalt the Emperor, and its people are expected to toil for the Imperium's very survival. But when these expectations are not met, anarchy occurs. An anarchy that is always abused and used by the Alpha Legion to then perform whatever tasks, secure whatever objectives or resources they require to further their insidious machinations. And, as per the joke we heard earlier, they are now at a stage that their name alone, the one planted operative designed to be found, can then tear apart these conventions of cooperation, as entire swathes of the Imperial bureaucracy and military then attempt to find these snakes in the grass by purging what may not even be there, but purging nonetheless. They were ever a strange and undeniably powerful legion. Their cohesion and organization, loyalty and unquestioning ability to work together to a single goal on the battlefield was unmatched. Even the Grand Organizer and his Ultramarines were not the equal in their ability to organize a strike of 1,000,000 elements.
Yeah, that's what's weird. That's like what's really weird about them. There's a lot I want to say, but then there's a lot I don't want to, like, I don't know. There's a lot I don't want to say, but I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. Yeah, I'm just going to let the
discipline is also a thing to be marveled at. Truly marveled. Why? Any other Astartes will give their life for their lords without a second thought. But will they give up themselves? Doubtable. But what do I mean? The Alpha Legion are so disciplined, so cunning, so dauntless in their devotion to their cause, that they regularly and frequently have their minds, their very personalities, and everything that makes a person who they are wiped. This allows them to be true deep cover operatives, as there is simply not the information in their minds and souls to be divulged. But imagine the commitment to a cause, to willingly have this performed, to effectively be ended again and again and again, and know that no matter how successful or how impressive your deeds, you will not remember a single one of them at the end of the course of your life. Now that is a level of conviction that should make others quake. When one of them is captured and states very simply, "I am Alpharius," it may not actually be a ruse to them. They may actually believe that.
Yeah.
The perfect traitor is the one who does not know they are a traitor in their heart, as is oft said. It is these sleeper units that can be everywhere or nowhere. But it also means something else, something strange. It means that there is actually no certainty at all. The legionaries of the Alpha are actually working for the same goal that they started with all of those years ago.
Is that a freaking cosplay?
How would it be possible for them to even tell? Any Marine, any official, any officer, any man, woman, or child that is encountered in the grim darkness of the future could be a sleeper unit of the Alpha Legion and never even know it until they are activated.
Until they're activated.
And even then, they may not know it themselves.
Okay, so basically, a lot of you are already familiar with the lore and basically set it down in the comments beforehand. So I was going to figure out that they were sleeper agents anyways. Okay, that's pretty cool. Or some of them may be sleeper agents, because who the fuck knows what Alpha Legion.
Carrying out the nefarious actions of these busy bees. For that is one thing above all that must be acknowledged by all fans of this glorious setting. The Alpha Legion are the hardest workers in the entirety of the human race, for they are never at rest, never still, always plotting and scheming towards an end even they may not fully know themselves, but always, always busy little bees. The World Eaters may exemplify worshippers of the blood god Corn. The Emperor's children may do so for the Prince of Pleasure, Slaanesh. The Death Guard are ardent in their love of the grandfather, Nurgle, and the Thousand Sons show unflinching devotion to the Lord of Change, Tzeentch. The Iron Warriors may hate chaos while still serving it. The Black Legion may profess independence while fighting for it. The Night Lords may sow misery in its name, and the Word Bearers believe they are its greatest servants. But it is the Alpha Legion who are chaos. If actions speak louder than words, then they are merely a louder form of communication. But who are they?
If actions speak louder than words, they're a louder form of communication, Jesus.
Alpha Legion talking to?
Well
because,
said.
in my mind, as things stand right now, the three-headed snake, the Hydra, may well represent the truth of the matter. Some have said that this represents that there were actually triplets, not twins. But I do not see this. They're the Alpha and...
It's not what I think that... See, this is what I'm saying. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure... by the way Baldermort breaks down his videos and stuff like that, that's why I was saying the Hydra's a really cool symbol for the Alpha Legion, because if you're going to use mythology, like he went to the Norse pantheon, if you think about the Greek, well, if you think about the Hydra as a mythical creature, not a part of the pantheon, but comes, honestly, there's many fucking iterations across all mythologies, but you cut the head off of one Hydra, two grow back. So usually when a Hydra's not a triplet at the start. It could be multiple. Like in the Percy Jackson movie, I think it was like, spoilers, was like 5 janitors, and they all went into one, and it was like a 5-headed Hydra. I'm not sure how it starts, but it has to start with 1 to 2 heads, right? So I don't think that the Hydra is their symbol because it's triplets. It's literally just like going back to what he said earlier. You cut the head, like the one that went in and assassinated the guy. You never know if that was, and maybe I'm freaking wrong because I gotta say something at the end of this video, but about that, or about just receiving the information in general. It goes back to what I said in my other videos, because I know myself. Like, I don't, first of all, I don't want to feel bad. You know what? I should handle it at the end, but fuck it, I'm just gonna do it now. So the one person who they ran in and was like, oh, you know, or the stories about whether they broken or beaten Alpharius, and if these stories were true or not, it's like that's the part of the Hydra, the part of the symbol, like the symbology for the Hydra is, if it's not, you're cutting the head off of one, but 2 more are gonna think they're Alpharius. Or I don't hear anyone saying that. I haven't seen anyone saying I'm Omegon or Omegon. So yeah, it's just like you cut the one off at one Alpharius, 2 more Alphariuses grow, and then simultaneously you cut the head off of 2 more, like 1, 2, 4 are gonna grow, because you know 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's why I think the Hydra is used. I'm pretty sure everyone has figured that out though, and that's not a thing. But
the Omega.
That's not a thing. But aside from feeling bad, it's just, man, it's like listening to Baldermort is taking in. Like, I just realized that I couldn't even do this in parts. It wouldn't matter if I did it in parts. There still wouldn't be anything I said. So I'm really gonna think before I cover a Baldermort video if I really want to upload it, because I just personally, for me, I do not like just sitting here during reactions and just listening to this shit and basically fucking like staring, because I'm taking in all the information, but it's like I'm not providing really anything for y'all. And then by the end of the video, when it gets to the end, I really feel like I'm not gonna have anything to say. Like, they're a cool legion and stuff, but yeah, and it's not even the chaotic nature, the chaotic way, the information around them that exists. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'll formulate it better by the end.
Yeah, the beginning and the end. With the lion, L. Johnson was the template, the start of the journey. Alpharius and Omegon are its conclusion, its end. Does the three-headed Hydra symbol reveal something nobody even wishes to consider? The existence of a third path, which the Alpha Legion tread alone. One path is loyalty to the throne and the Emperor of Mankind.
Technically, there's
one path is the way of chaos and serving the dark gods.
And then
Perhaps,
the last one is their
just
own motivation.
Perhaps, they serve neither.
Yeah.
But what does this mean? What do they want? Godhood for themselves? The destruction of the universe?
What are they, chaos
or maybe
incarnate?
something else?
Their own motivation?
Only time will tell. But when they do achieve their goals, with Alpharius or Omegon, or both, or neither, at the wheel, would anyone even know?
Like I said, in that part
Gentle listener, I have been Baldermort, your faithful servant. If you are confused at this point, then please do forgive me. It was by design. I have tried to reflect how dealing with the Alpha Legion is to their adversaries. For anyone dealing with them is always confused. If you see them, it is because they want you to see them. If you stumble upon them, it is what they wished. But herein lies the rub. They are not infallible, and it is this fear of being taken into a trap, or the fear of revealing one, that is actually their best power, their strongest trait. For fighting the Alpha Legion saps all of their most vital flame. Confidence.
I do got stuff to say.
Certainty. Their propaganda is their greatest weapon, and it is wielded like a cudgel, but also like a scalpel. When one confronts the Alpha Legion, one simply does not know. As I do not know. As you do not know. One day I will make more entries for this magnificent faction that brings so much to the setting. Out of mercy, I will be more clear as we discuss their organization, tactics, known history more clearly, and their recent actions. I look forward to this happening, but do know that it will be some time. I was not applying hyperbole when I stated that my opinion of them shifts by the hour, as it really does.
It has to.
So, gentle listener,
they shift
welcome
by
to
the
Warhammer.
hour.
I sincerely hope you can roll with some of its elements and lean into the confusion. For sometimes not knowing for certain is actually more fun than being able to witness the entire canvas. It allows the imagination to soar.
Exactly. Yep.
If you have enjoyed this brief introduction to the Alpha Legion, then please do consider liking and subscribing. And, if you have the desire, hitting the comments section to witness the furore that will be therein contained, and share your own perceptions of the Alpha Legion. I can assure you.
Perception. See, perception. Perception is reality. So I like what he said there about letting the imagination kind of swing. That's what I kind of like about the most of the lore and Warhammer 40k and most of the lore in general. Even the lore of life. Oh, come on. See, bear with me. Okay. Whew, let's get this out. All right. Now, I was worried about saying this because I do care to some degree on, how I appear in these videos. Just for the sole purpose, I'm really not here to, annoy anyone or not deliver properly. But here's the thing. Can't please everybody. And what I have to say is I don't think I can watch Baldermort's videos. Like, I could watch them in a way where it's like, all right, dude, stop stuttering. Look, I could be sitting here making a freaking sandwich. I could be in the shower with my Bluetooth speaker right here, blasting some Baldermort lore. But I cannot use it for the purposes of a video. And that is personally just with me. Because, I wouldn't want Baldermort to come by and see this dude just sitting here staring blankly into his re-uploaded video. I feel super weird about that. I have to put that down here right now in this video. So, with handling other Baldermort videos, I'm going to find a way because I still want you guys to know that I'm checking out the videos that you sent me. Like, I watched the Night Lords off video, but I think I said it in a video that I don't know if anyone really seen. I think real OGs that have been here since the beginning of this Warhammer 40k journey have seen me start or have seen that video where I said I watched the Night Lords. But the reason I didn't upload it was because I was kind of just sitting here like staring at the screen, but it was still enjoyable. And that's what I want to get out too, just in case Baldermort comes by, or just in case y'all think that I'd rather watch Major Kill over Baldermort or something like that. And no, Baldermort is a freaking beautiful soul, and his videos are very fucking informative and awesome. I don't even want to get into what Major Kill is, but another beautiful soul. These are really dope, dope creators. But if someone takes their time like Baldermort to put a video together like this, that's the one thing I said as a reactor, is someone just commenting over stuff that I will never do, and I do not want to, And also, thanks for all the lovely comments on the other video talking about don't feel forced to make comments. Like, we just, like to enjoy this by your side and see you through this journey. I love that too, because that's exactly why I'm here also doing this. But then again, there has to be some line that I do draw for myself to not feel like a complete, like, just complete, like, a dick for just, like, sitting here and watching the video. I said I would never do that if I dive full head into doing something like this. I would have more things to say when I interact, and maybe and that also that's so hard to say, because that changes with the content of what I'm watching, and just the continuous pattern that I'm seeing with Baldermort is like Baldermort is literally like a class, but not like a class. Does that make sense? Like, it's enjoyable content that you can actually get into, and you're not like learning this shit for something that you're gonna once need to save the world. Maybe, who knows? Aliens come out of the ground and then all of a sudden tell you what was Baldermort's video on Alpha Legion lore. But thanks for sitting here and listening to me rant also. But no, it's not a rant. I just would like to share this. But yeah, in all seriousness, so it's not like a task to watch him. I enjoy watching him, but it is a task when it gets to the end, fighting myself, because you're your own worst enemy on literally, do I feel like a like complete scum uploading this right now, because it literally just feels like I'm uploading the dude's video. So yeah, that's where the real battle comes. The battle lies within myself, and it sucks because I got a lot of Baldermort I have a whole list of things that were set in the past of Baldermort stuff, and I want to cover it, but I keep getting this pattern shown. Like, it keeps playing out. Same thing. Not saying anything. Recording goes on for near like 40 minutes, and then I'm just like, dude, I can't deliver like that. It will not be me. Maybe there's some reactors out there doing that, and I just want to say, because I have to be truthful with myself, is if you want to go watch them or find them, hey, be my guest. If it turns you off if I don't watch certain videos, well, I'm sorry anyways. There is a lot of video requests, but if I don't like watch Baldermort or watch a certain person, I do have to apologize if their videos are super long, because if I do record it and I don't say anything, I feel like I'm kind of wasting your own time, because you're coming to see my reaction, and if there's not many, then it kind of feels like I am kind of just using someone's stuff. And also, I'm using my own time. I'm just wasting my own like energy. But it's all right. It's the past now. Like, we're forward. We're here in this moment in time. You're a new version of yourself every single moment. But nonetheless, that's all I have to say. But don't get the wrong impression. Like, seriously, look at me. You see me looking at you, guys, girls, through these. Look at, I'm peering right at you through the video. If you feel like you really rock with me, then you know where I'm coming from, because that's not how my channel's been. I'm really trying to do it in a way where someone comes by and they actually enjoy that I'm enjoying their comment or their content, and I'm giving some comments and really just, delivering, not just like by the 30 minutes is up, oh yeah, cool video. Nah. But I know those who this message is meant for, you will hear me and see where I'm coming from. But yeah, I don't even see that I could split this up in parts. Also, I have the overthinker freaking trope backstory part of my character design before I set foot on Earth. So I already overthunk 1,000 ways I could go about watching the videos. It just won't work. It's like your mind will not allow you to do, your nature and who you're choosing to be will not allow you to step outside of that unless you like somehow change yourself. And the only way I could see like a possibility of that working for like a Baldermort's videos is literally if I turn his 30-minute videos into a 60-minute video by literally like stopping every fucking second and saying anything, but then that would be like a fake reaction. So yeah, can't fake this. Man, I'm gonna upload this. I'm even fighting it in my mind right now to not upload this because of everything I'm saying, but I'm real and I have to say it. I have to get it out because I need people to know that I'm seeing all the requests for Baldermort videos or looting, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. I'm really going to have to sit with myself and be like, do I want to do this? Do I want to upload this? But then you get some quick, sweet, and enjoyable stuff where I can literally talk about certain jokes, certain things I catch, or you guys point out certain things I miss, like old man's videos. I love it. I love it. And it's quick. You know, you're in and you're out. But yeah, I don't know. Take that with for what you will. There's gonna be so many different views on what I said, which is cool. I just, yeah, at the core of what I'm saying is just that it's not. I may have just said that it feels like a task. The only thing that feels like a task, so let me just point this out if you're at this point, is the only task that I feel from watching Baldermort's videos is literally finding what to say. Because, you know, I'm not too well versed in the lore, and I mean with Alpha Legion that's a good start because they're chaotic anyways. Which, if you want to know my genuine, like my just general thought on all of the Alpha Legion lore that he covered, it's freaking cool. That chaotic chaos, this is true and not true at the same time, is everything I live for, because the Alpha Legion lore is actually very, very close to how things work in the real world. If you're someone who knows what I'm talking about, the very idea of what they are, besides like, you know, the Secret Service and the best deep, you know, freaking Navy SEAL, even deeper than that, just like because water, ocean, hydras, but just the espionage and all that stuff. Aside from that, the literal chaotic nature of reality itself, and they encapsulate that with every truth, there being lies hidden within it. It's just awesome. So that's what I think about them. So very cool, and Baldermort handled it in a great way. Now, cycling back to my own chaotic nature is, yeah, it just take what I say very lightly. The only thing you really need to take from this is literally, you know, and I would appreciate it if you guys do comment on it, and if you want to. I say don't even waste your time. It's okay. It's just me just speaking my thoughts. But yeah, just the whole thing I have to say is just literally, I won't, depending, I don't know, maybe like I need like a pre-screening before going into a video to know if it's really going to be interesting, or there's things I'm going to, which is really hard to tell. Nah, I don't know. It's just, there's too many ways you can think about it, and it's just like, it all depends. And also there's, you can just turn around and say it's literally just excuses. I don't know. There's just so many ways you can think about it. That's also the annoying thing of trying to really get your thoughts out to so many people who want to see you watch Baldermort. Is like, well, I don't know. I try my best again to watch another Baldermort video in full on video. It's just, hey, I did what I did, and I was excited for part 2. But then when I was just listening to him, I'm like, oh, this is really good. I'm listening to him tell it all. I'm really in there. And then I look up and the recording's on 25, and I'm like, bro, I haven't said anything for like 15 minutes, didn't I? Yeah, I just don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't want to do that. But this will still get uploaded, and I enjoyed it. So thank you guys for recommending this to me. And I'm Alpharius. And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe like this is slowly the meltdown of my psyche in the Warhammer 40k lore, and I'm just secretly a sleeper agent. I'm Alpharius. See, it's all light. It's all fun. Don't worry. I'm not actually bothered by any of this. It's literally that I just do not want to disappoint y'all and not bringing like stuff you recommend. But yeah, all right. Peace out, other Alphariuses. We're all sleeper agents. I'm out. Peace.